Joining me now is Alex Marlow, Breitbart editor-in-chief, and Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna. Congresswoman, I want to start with you. Thanks for joining us, both of you. I want to start with you. You walk the halls of Congress. You're rubbing shoulders with these people on a daily basis. What are the Democrats signaling? Are they going to work with the Republicans and actually try to get some stuff done that's for the good of the country? Or are they just going to flail and spiel and spew things that and just act like little kids in, not even second grade?
Unfortunately, I think that a majority of the Democrat Party is comprised of, people that just want to obstruct President Trump's agenda. And, it's interesting because when you hear them talk about, the identity crisis that they're essentially having, I mean, that's multifaceted, right? There's a group of radical leftists within the Democrat Party that want Marxism, that want socialism. And then there's the more moderate Democrats, but they're increasingly getting poached in their primaries and sent out. So, I bring this up all the time, but if you're spending your time in Washington and you're stuck in that Washington bubble, of course you're going to lose sight of what the American people want. And that is exactly why the Republican Party has become the party of working class Americans. And essentially, the Democrats are now representing corporation. And so it's been interesting to see that shift. But hey, I'm here for it, and I'm here to help President Trump pursue his agenda in Washington, and we're going to get it done.
Alex, the vice presidential candidate Tim Walz, he's done some soul searching since the election. But here's what he thinks why they lost. Watch this, Alex, and then I want to get your reaction on the other side of it.
I thought it was a real flex when the Wall Street Journal pointed out that I might have been the least wealthy person to ever run for vice president. And I thought that would be something people say, well, this guy knows where we're coming from. He's had to pay his bills. Not enough focus was put on inflation, and that disconnect was obvious in the results.
Wow, that's an oversimplification. Alex, what's your reaction to what Walz thinks is the reason why they lost by huge margins?
Yeah, we're not into this class warfare thing anymore. We don't care if you're rich or poor. We care if you're authentic. Tim Walz was the biggest weirdo in all of Washington, and he had gall to lead the charge calling J.D. Vance, who's the most normal guy in Washington, acting like he's the weirdo. He's so out to lunch. The Democrats, Jason, only had 3 messages. Trump is going to take your abortions. Probably not true. Trump's a threat to democracy. The voters disagreed. And we really hate Trump, and you should too. Well, the voters like Trump now. He's more popular than he's ever been in his entire political life. They're so lost, and there's no way they're going to marry the squad's views with normal people's views.
Congresswoman, Planned Parenthood took it really pretty hard. They're struggling. Their CEO does not understand why Democrats can't unite the country. Have a look at what they have to say about it.
We also saw a closing argument that was grounded in white nationalism and supremacy and patriarchy. How are you bringing people and fighting the polarization that seems to be locked into a different structure, and one that is reinforcing, some very problematic identities, identity politics and othering politics that are very focused on hate and division.
Congresswoman, what's your reaction to Planned Parenthood's take on the election?
It's infuriating, right? Because they tried to box everyone into these titles and these just awful reputations and stereotypes. Look, Planned Parenthood, people like myself, people like Amber Rose that don't fit their narrative and what they expect women to be, which is basically, male-hating, pro-abortion, flag-waving, A through Z, LGBTQ or whatever. The point is that these organizations, they're wondering why America doesn't embrace the Democrat Party. Well, look at what they're fighting for. And I think, the other commentator on here nailed it. They want people to hate Trump. They don't want the country to succeed. They think that our country is the worst place, the worst nation on the face of the planet. And these simply are not true. And so, I see stuff like that. It's just infuriating because there are some incredible people. We don't need gender ideology, this race-based hate messaging to get our message across, and that's, I think, why the Republicans won so handedly this election cycle and why President Trump is essentially now the most powerful man in the world.
Yeah, Alex, if you really break it down and think about it, the Democrats are fighting against the idea that somebody wanted to make America great again, that he wanted to lock down the borders, make people more safe, more secure. They were against that. Couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch what Joe Biden's doing in this 11th hour of his presidency. It seems like he's trying to sow chaos throughout the country. They're trying to accelerate illegal aliens who are getting jobs in the country. They're selling off the border wall, which is clearly designed to sabotage Trump. They're making the Middle East and Eastern Europe much more chaotic. This is a true disgrace, and it's something that history will shine very poorly on this. But it's important that Trump notes all of this and reverses everything Biden's doing at the 11th hour on day one.
Yeah, amen to that. Look, Donald Trump was the very best candidate. He was the best messenger, and he actually had a plan that was going to work. And America was fed up with being lectured to by these woke, DEI-oriented people who wanted to tell you that they were the party of joy, but they hate America at the same time. Congresswoman and Alex, thank you so much for joining us on the Ingraham Angle. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.